How y'all doing? Today is another day of Road to 10K. Let's get it. So again, while we're working towards this journey of financial wealth as well literacy and understanding what to do with our money and how to use our money, again, like understanding everybody may not be on the same page as you that's around you, and you gotta accept that. You know, it's not really our job to motivate, and push people, because 9 times out of 10, you try to push people, they're gonna try to push back, even though it may be for their own benefit. So again, you may just need to go ahead, get out your circle and seek a circle that pushes you instead, because a lot of people take stuff personal. You know, even if it may be for them, they may not use it as beneficial, or maybe they just not ready when you're ready. Also, that's another thing. So a big portion of this is getting around people who have the same um, likeliness as well, mindset as you, so it doesn't seem like you're pushing a boulder, or pushing a wall that's refusing to move. Because again, we must create that certain ecosystem of success around us, even if we're not there. And a lot of people choose to take that personally. And realistically, on our part, it's not our job to push them. It's just our job to get around the people who are pushing us and motivating us and seeking that higher knowledge and motivation. And as I watch a lot of videos of people who are successful, they say a lot of people you can't take with you. And that's the reality as well. Some people you can, some people you can't, depending on if they're ready or not, or have it within them to actually do better, and real enough with themselves to accept any type of advice or to seek higher knowledge. Because in reality, we all could be better. Even if we're doing a lot right now, is ways that we can improve, or different type of resources out there that can help us get to our goals a lot faster. And for some people, they're just not equipped for it. They don't educate themselves. They don't seek that knowledge. They may be more comfortable. And that's completely fine. But at the end of the day, our number one goal is to make sure we're good, that we're straight, and we're our biggest priority as much as possible. And this is nothing wrong with wanting to push our friends, and wanting to see them do better. But most importantly, they must see themselves doing better, more than us. But outside of that, I also been learning a couple things about investing. Growing up, I was taught of, save your money, put this to the side, save your money, save your money. But it wasn't really brought to me personally, or maybe a lot of other people, to save to invest. Yes, you need to have some money saved to the side, but also you need to save to invest, because ultimately your savings is not going to make us rich. Because ultimately we have to spend money. The money has to be spent. It's impossible to not spend money. So we're constantly saving. What if that rainy day is maybe half of what we already saved? Now we're half gone. But if we had invested some of that money, then that's 3 times, 4 times, 5 times more money in our bank account. So when we have that rainy day, not our entire savings or half of our savings is gone, we'll have maybe 3, 4 times that amount of money left, for us to use. So that's something I had to think about, that in order to make money, you have to spend money, and investing is so important. If all you do is save, you're going to be back broke. You're going to be back at zero, because you're saving for a rainy day, for certain situations, for scenarios where you need additional funds to pay this item off, whatever that may be. That could be 70, 80%, of what you have saved. But if you don't have any money invested that's actually being flipped to make more, then you're going to be back at zero just as much. What if you have 2 rainy days, and they both take 50% of your savings? Now you're back at $0, which is insane, which is a terrible place to be at. So on top of saving, we have to be as, I would say, we have to prioritize investments just as well, because that's more important, if you ask me. Because that they kind of go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. You're saving and saving, but what if those rainy days happen a lot more frequently? Now you're back at zero. Now you back in debt. But if you had investments, now you can take from those funds if needed. In those situations, you want to have extra wiggle room. Even though investments is more for flipping and investing, but also you can never be too safe or be too comfortable as well. So that's something I've been thinking about. They taught us how to save, 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 save. But also you need to save to invest, that's equally, or I would say even more important, because that's where the wealthy people actually create the divide between regular people and poor people. They don't just save their money; they save their money as well as invest as well, because they make their money make more money from them. Where instead, because we have this lack of knowledge, this not the bigger picture, we're limited in our understanding, which makes us limited in our pockets. So something I've been learning as well, that wealthy people understand money. They use money as a tool. They allow their money to bring them more money, and they know how to use it. They're not attached to it because they understand how to actually use it as a tool. Think about money as a screwdriver. Do you fall in love with your screwdriver? No, you understand it's a tool to get the job done. After that, that's that. This attachment to money is a big issue as a kid. We see people, spreading their money. They got $1,000, $2,000 in their hand. That's maybe all the money they have. So again, that attachment to money, to each single dollar, is a problem. Instead of having that abundance mindset to understand, I'm put this money out here to make more money, and that this money in my hand doesn't mean I have money at all, because the money that I really have, you won't be able to put in your hand. So again, understanding more about that financial literacy and understanding about making those investments and how we could truly be rich, which is not taught enough in the Black community. The Black community does not talk about money enough, and that's why because of that lack of understanding and ignorance, a lot of people in the Black community are just barely making through, or if they are making good money, their spending habits and their situations aren't really the best at the same time, because a person can make $150,000, but if they have terrible financial literacy or don't really fully understand how to make their money flip or what to do with it, they could be back at zero. Or the common thing is, okay, well, I'm making more money, I spend more money. Well, if you're making more money, you spend more money, you're gonna be back broke again. So understanding that financial literacy that may not have been taught to all of us or even communicated at all until we had to research these things to understand how to really put ourselves in a better situation consistently. And that's Road to 10K. You have a blessed one. Like and comment, subscribe.